Good morning. Just want to do this video about this boat here behind us, which is Narrowboat Maggie May that we live on, and it's a bit special because this year she's 21 years old, and we've had her for 6 years, and I just want to do a little bit of a video about her history. So she's always been called Maggie May, and she was manufactured in Garstang. The hull was actually made by Piper. This is the manufacturer's plate, and as you can see on there, it's made by Basil Narrowboats. Boat name Maggie May, category D, maximum 8 people, and a payload of 1500 kilos. And it's made in 2003. So this is the layout of Maggie May. At the bow there's the bed, so it's a reverse layout. Then there's a wardrobe. Beyond the other side of the wardrobe is the bathroom, which is a walk-through bathroom with a quadrant shower, basin, a bathroom cabinet, WC, and a toilet towel rail. And then that goes through into the lounge, which shows a couple of loose chairs, but there's now a fixed settee which converts to a double bed. Then there's a dinette, the radiator opposite, and there's a kitchen which has a lovely Welsh dresser on the starboard side, and worktops on the port side. Then there's the 2 seats in the semi-trad part, and then the stern. So this is that layout in photograph. So this is the bedroom area, which goes across the boat, double bed, and then it folds up to leave a gangway during the day. And then this is the bathroom. This is the quadrant shower, which hasn't changed since it was new. And this is the basin and the cassette toilet, which is just behind the door. And then there's the bathroom cabinet there to the right, and another cabinet underneath the basin. And then we have the lounge with the 2 seats I was talking about, which is now a double bed and a sofa. And there's our stove that keeps us really warm in the winter. Very efficient that is. This is the dinette. New fabric on it now, but other than that, it's pretty much the same as it was on day one, with the table that folds down to make a double bed. Then it's all portholes throughout here, apart from the side hatches. So this is the kitchen, or the galley. We haven't got a microwave now, but other than that, it's pretty much as it is. So the original owners were Chris and Joss Ellsby. They had the boat designed and built by Basil Boats, and it was in this dark blue colour with red. Very smart looking paint job, which was later changed. They kept the boat in Garstang Marina for 2 years. So in October 07, the Ellsbys sold the boat to the Garlands, as this invoice shows, and the Garlands did a lot of work on the boat. Including changing the paint scheme to this green, cream and red layout, very distinct, with the sign written name on the back, and this pram hood, they put the pram hood and the cratch on. So this is originally black. And this is the hospital silencer, which was fitted by the Garlands, and that's really has sort of like quietened down the engine. I imagine it's quite noisy before, so that was done by them. Another change that the Garlands made were to convert the solid doors on the side hatches to double glazed units with shutters. In 2012, Mr. and Mrs. Williamson, pictured here, bought Maggie May from the Garlands, and there's a few pictures there of their travels. They did all the network, and I've got a map which shows where they went. This is at Bugsworth Basin on the Peak Forest Canal. This is them in the snow, and there's also pictures of them travelling through London. They went through on the Thames. This is Battersea Power Station, and they went underneath Tower Bridge, which is something we want to do. It's on our bucket list to do with Maggie. So she's already done quite a lot of network with this family, and we're looking forward to retracing some of their steps. Yes, this is the map of where the Williamsons went. Peter kindly let me take a photograph of this. So all the highlighted canals on this map are where they travelled. They didn't do the whole network, and they weren't bothered about doing absolutely everything. They just moved around where they wanted to go as and when they wanted to. And yeah, unfortunately, had to leave the boat because due to ill health. But we're still in contact with them, and it's nice to catch up with them now and again, just so they can take a look at Maggie May, and we can sort of see what they did and share their experiences with Maggie May. So that brings us to us, the fourth owners of Maggie May. This is the invoice for when we bought her from Tattenhill Marina near Chester in February 2019, and we brought her down to Godalming initially to start our journey. And this is Maggie moored at the wharf in Godalming. So we made a few changes to the boat, one of which was to change the pram hood and cratch covers. So this is the original cratch cover. It's a black one. It was a little bit dated and a little bit frayed at the edges. And this is the pram hood. So, and this there is the new one. So a new Sapele boards to the front, which my brother machined for me and I made. And this is the cover, which was a green PVC, and it was made by Kinver Canopies. This is the pram hood. Another change we made after debating about it for 4 years was to paint the interior. So originally it was as this, all oak panelled and with these spotlights, but we decided to change it to a off-white colour. So this is us painting it here. A bit dubious to start with. We did the bathroom first and quite like that, so we then decided to do the rest of the boat, but only above the gunnels and the ceiling. And yeah, you can see the ceiling panels with the new flush fitted lights in, which we're really pleased with. There's quite a few of those throughout the length of the cabin, and they just switched by just pressing the outer frame, and they dim down as well, like that. That's on and off, and that's now dimming down. So yeah, we're really pleased with those. We also decided to change the solar panels and the batteries after a couple of years. So in 2022, we took these old panels off, these four, which were 100 watts each, and we had some ordinary lead acid batteries, 4 of them. So we took these off, and we replaced them with 2 new panels. These were far bigger, took up more space, and we also had these 3 lithium batteries. This made a vast difference to the electrical system on the boat. We don't need to run the engine as much now, and in the summer we can rely on the solar nearly most of the time. But by far the biggest change we made to this boat is underneath this cover. That thing there. So yeah, we had to have a new engine. So yeah, that's the biggest change we made. There's a video all about that, which I'll put a link to. So we started our journey from London after bringing the boat down from Chester, which is the subject of our very first video, and then we went down to Bristol, then up through the spine of the country, through Birmingham, did the Erebus Canal, then up the Trent, and then we did the Chesterfield Canal there and back as far as you can go, and then back onto the Trent, up through Lincoln, and then onto the South Yorkshire Navigation all the way down to Sheffield, and then we came back from there, went into Gaul, then we went up to Selby, and from Selby we went up through to York and all the way up to the Ripon Canal, which is the most northerly point or northeasterly point on the network. It used to be the most northerly point, but now it's not. Then came back down Went all the way along the Leeds and Liverpool Canal after we'd done the Pocklington, and then all the way along the Leeds and Liverpool Canal up through over the Pennines, Skipton and Gargrave, and back down the other side through Burnley, Blackburn, all the way down to Wigan, and then we went down the Bridgewater Canal and the Trent and Mersey onto the Middlewich branch and the Shropshire Union, up to as far as Chester. We couldn't get to Ellesmere Port because there was a stoppage from getting there, but so we came back from there because we hadn't yet done the stretch of the Leeds and Liverpool into Liverpool. So we came back all the way along the Bridgewater Canal, back again past Wigan, carried on this time all the way into Liverpool. Had a couple of weeks there. Came back out of there, and that was this year, and came back up to go over the Ribble Link. It was in May this year, and that put us on to the Lancaster Canal, which is where we are now. We're at the top there now, at Carnforth, and we're going to be here for another few months. Now, it seems like we've travelled a long way, but when you look at these two maps, the one on the left is the entire network, and the one on the right is what we have travelled. We've still got a lot to do, and our sort of loose plan is to do all the narrow canals over the next couple of 3 years, and possibly get a wide beam and do the rest of the canal network. So a couple of changes that we have made is we put this logo on the back, Maggie May, Godalming, and yeah, we did that when we got down to Godalming, which is our hometown. We put that on, and it's been pretty good. Actually, quite a conversation starter, because often people say, "Oh, you've come from Godalming." They've got a connection with the area, perhaps. So it does sort of strike up conversation sometimes. So we're glad we put that on there. And on this seat as well. Originally, there was just two single. Well, no seats there at all, but we put 2 single seats there, and then we added this wooden seat to the back a couple of years ago. Not very pleased with it. It keeps splitting, and yeah, we need to redo that somewhere. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's it. This is Maggie, 21 years old. We've had her 6 years, and we can quite easily see how we could be on her for another 3 or 4. We can talk about getting a wide beam then, perhaps once we've done all the narrow canals, we might get a wide beam, but I won't say it too loudly in front of Maggie. But I think she's got another 21 years in her. Lovely boat. We really appreciate it, and I think the previous owners have too. So giving a lot of people a lot of happiness. There you go. God bless you, Maggie May.